Jojo Siwa. Once Nickelodeon's bright ribbon-wearing mascot, now the internet's most expensive ear-piercing alarm. And I'm not saying this, the comments are saying it. Actually, I'd say the same thing. One user wrote, "Another win for the deaf people." Yeah. Jojo's music is so bad, it's basically doing charity work for the deaf community. And this is just the beginning. The comments are literally more entertaining than the concert itself. Another asked, "What did Betty Davis do to deserve this?" Answer, nothing. Her only crime was trying to rest in peace. Another person said, "JoJo's song saved me from depression because I got out of bed for the first time in 3 months to turn it off." So, technically, it's true. Inspiring? Yes, but in the worst way possible. Because in today's world, meaningless new singers pop up every day. And one of them is Jojo Siwa, who shatters our eardrums with her voice. I am Snorf. I don't polish the shiny stage lights, I expose the rotten truths behind them. If you've ever asked yourself, how did this even happen? You're in the right place. This is a space open to all kinds of support, so feel free to join in. Now, let's take a look at what's been going on with Jojo Siwa.
Jojo Siwa has threatened to release new music with a cover of Betty Davis' Eyes. Let's give it a listen.
And she knows just take me up.
What is cursing my ears right now? Oh my god.
She's
Why is she looking at me like that? Please recommend some better stuff next time.
Jojo plays the guitar on stage, but so badly you'd think she's seeing strings for the first time. Even the audience now treats her like a medical emergency. One wrote, concerned. "Do you want water?" Another wrote, sympathetic. "Sweetie, would you like a drink?" It's not a concert anymore. It's an ER waiting room.
He's got Betty Davis eyes. What's up, guys? That's my new track. It's Betty Davis Eyes, and I only have eyes for dudes now. Dream guest on my podcast? Probably a straight man. Baby, I'm a trad vibe now. I love being straight. No one has ever made such an extreme switch. I am swearing off the LGBTQ community.
And the comment that made me think at first, but then cracked me up was, your best career path is WWE. And honestly, it makes sense. Because in her songs, she's already yelling like she's attacking the crowd. On top of that, Jojo once claimed to have invented gay pop, basically the rainbow version of K-pop. But here's the problem. She acted like Edison and said, "I invented it." Even Edison didn't brag this hard about the light bulb. What Jojo's doing is like claiming to have invented pizza just because you put cheese on toast.
I wanted to start a new genre of music, and they said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, it's called gay pop." Songs like Applause by Lady Gaga. It's the On My Own Miley Cyrus, Can't Be Tamed Miley Cyrus, Karma. It's that world of music.
Nickelodeon Jojo, Queer Icon Jojo, Pinterest Housewife Jojo. A new version comes out every month. She collects identities like Pokimane cards, but no one's asking her to catch them all. Each transformation is more unplanned, more meaningless. At this point, her career isn't art. It's an iPhone update. And every new version comes with even more bugs. And the dark side, Jojo isn't just ruining her own career. She's dragging others down too. Rolling Stone dropped a bombshell on her girl group XOMG Pop. The kids were allegedly overworked, made to perform while injured and paid next to nothing. One girl was forced to rehearse even after spinal surgery. And the person behind it all, Jojo's mom. Yeah. Like a Netflix reboot of Dance Moms. More ruthless, more neon lit.
Rolling Stone came out with an article today about XOMG Pop, which is Jojo Siwa's girl group. In this article, she talks about how she had to go through grueling rehearsals even after having a spinal cord surgery just a few weeks before. And they also didn't get paid very well. Her and her mother alleged that Jesselyn, Jojo's mom, was very controlling and very mean to the girls, and that Jojo at times could be really nasty as well. They would also put them in situations that would make them cry on camera for extra drama on Siwa's Dance Pop Revolution.
As I mentioned in the previous video, Jojo's love life is pure chaos. First Kat, then Chris Hughes, public cuddles, live TV flirting, and then straight up cheating. One day she calls someone my love, and the next day she tosses them aside on TV, then makes it sound like a press release. I'm not a lesbian anymore. The problem is, 70% of her career was built on the rainbow flag and her queer icon image. But now, she suddenly shows up with a traditional housewife aesthetic. People online are even calling it a lavender marriage, and the comments keep piling up. This relationship reeks of PR, and it doesn't end there, because there's also the ex-girlfriend angle. Kat explains that Jojo literally left her high and dry, right there on camera.
I flew here and I went to the live show to show up for my partner and support them in their experience, and then obviously later on address my feelings of like hurt and like work through them like all relationships do. But before I could even get back to the hotel, it's actually crazy, went to the after party with my, I guess now ex, crazy thing to say, and was dumped in the party.
So when you take a step back, Jojo Siwa's story stops being about music or image or even relationships. It becomes a case study in what happens when a brand devours the person behind it. As a child star, Jojo had everything laid out for her. The bows, the glitter, the Nickelodeon deals. She was the smiling face of a billion-dollar marketing machine. But child stars grow up, and the machine doesn't like that. So she had to keep reinventing herself over and over to stay relevant. The problem? Each reinvention feels less like growth and more like panic. 1 month, she's the Rainbow Warrior, waving pride flags and selling LGBTQ+ merch. The next, she's suddenly rocking pearls and selling herself as a trad wife aesthetic. Then, she's back in the headlines for music that sounds more like an anti-smoking PSA than an actual song. None of it sticks because none of it feels authentic. And that's why people don't just laugh at her, they're tired. It's not the chaos itself that bothers the internet. The internet loves chaos. It's the emptiness behind it. Every move feels like it was spit out by a focus group. Every rebrand feels like another mask, another costume. It's not Jojo the person anymore. It's Jojo the algorithm. Her relationships tell the same story. Kat's heartbreak wasn't just a messy breakup. It was collateral damage in Jojo's endless content cycle. Chris Hughes wasn't just a boyfriend. He was another headline. Even her sexuality, something incredibly personal, became part of the rebrand strategy. "I'm not a lesbian anymore" wasn't an intimate confession. It was delivered like a PR statement, the same way you'd announce a new album. And maybe that's the saddest part, because for a lot of kids, Jojo was their first introduction to pride, to confidence, to self-expression. She had influence. She had power. And instead of building something lasting with it, she's been burning it for clicks. At this point, Jojo isn't an artist. She's a meme factory, not because she wants to be funny, but because every attempt at reinvention collapses into unintentional comedy. Her cover of Betty Davis Eyes, a meme. Her claim of inventing gay pop, a meme. Her WWE level screaming on stage, meme. Even her personal life has turned into secondhand embarrassment, a meme people pass around not because they care, but because it's entertaining background noise. So can Jojo Siwa make a comeback? Maybe. But the real question is, a comeback as what? She's been the beau kid, the queer icon, the trad wife, the chaotic meme. Which one is real? Or is there even a real Jojo left under all the branding? Because here's the truth. Reinvention works when people believe it. Miley Cyrus pulled it off. Lady Gaga pulled it off. Even child stars like Zendaya found their footing. But Jojo, she doesn't reinvent. She rebrands. And people can smell the difference. And the internet is running out of patience. It's not just hate anymore. It's exhaustion. People aren't asking what will Jojo do next. They're asking, why is she still doing anything at all? So maybe Jojo's biggest problem isn't her music, or her image, or her scandals. Maybe her biggest problem is Jojo.
She'll tease you, she'll tease you, all the bad